with Defender Adventures 1. First things first, happy Veterans Day. Big shout out to all the veterans out there that give us the opportunity to do what we love and enjoy our freedoms. Um, can't thank them enough. Before we get too far into this, I come on here a little bit early tonight because I want to try something a little bit different. So bear with me here just for a minute. That's not what I want to do. I was going to try to create a poll. That's why I came on here just a little bit early. Maybe down here? Don't chat. I'm not quite sure how to do it yet. But we will start this live here in a few minutes. Like I say, I'm just trying to figure out how. I got my tablet down here for a little cheater. Maybe we'll ask it. Hope you guys are interested in what the topic is about tonight. When is the right time to maybe say goodbye and think about a different side-by-side? Let me see here. Wrong button. As I go along further in this journey, as we got some of these lives under our belts now, I'm trying to make them better from the bottom of the chat window. Okay. Well, I don't see the bottom of the chat window. I don't quite understand. Show chat. Let's try that. Okay, live chat. Chat settings. Top fans. No. Anyways, I'll tell you what I was going to do, and I want to do a little bit more research and see if I can't get it going for next week. Is I was going to start a poll on here, and the question was going to be, which is what I was going to put at the bottom and allow you guys to kind of get engaged in this, was there it is. Would you rather rebuild your current ride, or would you just go ahead and drop the money on a new one? So as we go throughout this live, if you don't care, just in the comments, kind of think about that. Think, well, would I rather sink the money into the one that I have now, or would I rather just go new? That's the poll I was going to put out there. Obviously, it's not on there, but I will figure that out and we'll get that going. But anyways, let's get this live at 5 going. Appreciate all y'all tuning in. Like I said, happy Veterans Day. Appreciate all the veterans out there. That's don't want that to go unnoticed. So here we go. Tonight's topic, as you've seen, was when is the right time to get a different side-by-side? Is the miles, say, when your machine's starting to add up, are the repairs getting to the point to where is it really worth it to keep sinking the money into it? Maybe new models have come out and yours is outdated and you're thinking, well, now maybe is the time. We'll talk about it. That's what we're going to get into tonight. And I would love to hear from y'all and what you think, what your thoughts and opinions are. So do me a favor as we go along, drop it in the comments, and we'll talk about it as we go. So let me know also what you guys are riding. I'm curious to what everybody else is riding. I'm curious to this channel as to how many people that watch are strictly Defender owners, or if there's people that are watching the channel, following along, that have other machines other than just Defenders, because I would like to reach the audience of all side-by-side UTV riders, not just people riding Defenders. But anyways, that's what we're going to get in tonight. Get you your favorite beverage, sit back, and let's chat. So let's talk mechanics. If you're on the fence about whether it's time for a different side-by-side and you have frequent repairs on the one that you have now, that'll definitely lean you towards maybe it's time to go the other way, especially if those repairs are getting costly. Belts, that's an obvious on a side-by-side. You have a belt here and there, that's going to happen. I don't care what one you're riding. So don't let that be the deciding factor on whether you should get rid of the one you have or not. But when you get into just regular maintenance items, brakes, stuff like that, like I say, that's going to happen to all of them. But it's maybe the more expensive items, when you get into maybe a differential fails, or you're thinking maybe that it's going to fail, transmission, engine problems, electrical. We all know as these things get newer, the electronics in them keep becoming more advanced, and the repair cost on those can obviously climb right up there with it too. But when is too much? When is the repairs start digging into your pocket to where maybe your machine's paid off, but sorry about that, but it's not really worth keep throwing the money into, say, even if it's wheel bearings or axles, or you know, like I say, maybe a diff situation where some of the lockers ain't wanting to lock right. If those failures start becoming a more common occurrence, is it time to cut our losses and maybe look into something different? But it's a hard decision to make, because when your buggy is running fine, when it's running great, when it's running smooth, you don't even really think about it. But when one of those costly repairs does come along, then you're like, well, maybe I should just get rid of this thing and move on, but now it's broke. So what do you do? So is it a thing to where, I know you can't predict the future, but to where you can see, well, this thing is getting up there in age, it's been great, maybe should I cut my losses before something major happens? So that leads us into another debatable topic, is mileage. How many miles is too many miles? So Yeller feller here, I think it's a 2019, and she's setting at maybe 3,300, 3,400 miles, which in my opinion for a 19 model is not a lot. I've seen, and everybody wants to argue, well, I've seen one with 20,000 miles on it, and people say, well, I've seen them with 1,000 miles on them and just junk. Well, a lot of that also, it depends on your maintenance, how well you take care of the machine. I'm a big stickler on trying to keep the mud cleaned out of this thing, try to keep it clean. And people always say, well, you're just gonna go get it muddy again. I understand that, but once you get mud packed in places on these things to where you don't even know it's there. I don't care how good you clean it. Somewhere there's some mud in there. So that stuff eats away, it corrodes at, you know, parts and wires. So the more you wash it, the more you keep that washed out, the more you flush it, you might be getting dirt that you didn't get from that ride, but maybe the ride before that you may have missed before. And I really think that helps. So I feel like a machine with 10,000 miles that if somebody has maintained, kept clean, and really took care of is better than a machine with 500 miles that somebody has just rode the complete crap out of from day one. That's just my opinion. So as we go on here through some of more of the bullet points that I picked out, like I say, mechanical and reliability. So trust, right? Trust is a big thing too. So if I'm going to go for a weekend ride, especially like at a big park to where I know I'm going to be traveling 50, 60 miles a day, I want to have the trust in my machine to know that it's reliable enough, to put the miles in without any major complications outside of the real world of just a trail breakdown. Like, that stuff's going to happen. We're out in the woods beating and banging on these things. Every once in a while you're going to have a, like I say, a belt or an axle or something along them lines. But I want to have faith in my machine that when I take it off the trailer and I hit that key and we hit go, if I want to ride 50, 60, 80 miles, I got a lot of faith in it that it's going to make it the whole way. So once you lose that trust or start losing that faith in the machine, then is that a key time when maybe it's time to start thinking we say bye-bye and go on down the road. The more you break out the wrenches on them, the more I think you can talk yourself into, well, I'm getting tired of wrenching on this thing. But anyways, here we go. Got somebody commenting on Beach Boy. Missed that, but I saw where he started with a 17 Yamaha. That's another thing I've never figured out is your comment comes up and then it fades away. And I don't know why. Once it fades away, I'm not sure how to get back to it. Oh, maybe. Thank you for commenting. I really appreciate it. I'm going to have to get my laptop back out because the laptop I could follow along and I could at least see the questions. But when you guys comment on here, it pops up and then it fades away. And I really, really, really want to see it. Top chat, maybe? Oh, maybe. Here we go. Live. Sorry. Anyways, thank you, sir, for your chat. I will, after the stream is over, I will go through the chats on my phone and I will reply to you individually. So thank you, sir, for that. Moving on, miles, hours, riding style. Like I said, what's considered high mileage, maintenance habits, probably depend more in odometer numbers or hours. I'm not a real big hours guy. And the reason I'm not is because with the heater in this thing, in the wintertime, I let her run a lot. When we're out and it's cold out, I might not put the miles in, but it don't get shut off a whole lot. So that's really racking up the hours. So I can see where some people that would kind of be something they would look into a little bit more, but for me, I kind of lean more towards looking at the mileage. Actually, I lean more looking at the machine, and if it's got low miles, but everything, the paint's all faded, it's rusty, there's mud packed in it, then that's a bad sign for me. Talking used machines, obviously. That's another thing. If you was going to buy a different machine, new or used, like I say, let me know. The 2023 is a 6-seater. I did see that, but see, it's going to go away. Yep, see, faded away. Thank you, sir. Anyways, moving on. As always, there's a financial aspect to it, right? When the repair costs, like I say, start to outweigh the value. And how about resale timing? So when is it that your machine starts going from you have positive equity in it, or let's say it's at least worth what you owe on it, to where you start getting the miles on it, start say showing a little bit of the wear, because we all know these things, the best they look is when you drive them off the lot. As soon as you get them home in that first trail, yeah, she ain't new no more. I always say take a picture of it as soon as you get home, because it'll never look like that again. But that's what we buy them for, though, right? To ride them. But when is that when is it that you start going the other way? Okay, well, I can and we all know accessories, like this thing, obviously, I've loaded it up with accessories. You ain't getting money back out of the accessories. Don't even think about it. Those are just comfort features that you're throwing into it. So, I mean, sure, they're going to help a little if you was to sell it to a private individual, but you go trade this thing in, they don't care what you have on it. It's going to be base pricing on a base model. That's what you're getting. So, what was I talking about? Financials, right? So when is the time that, okay, she's getting some miles on her. We know now that she's getting some miles on her. I'm starting to wrench on her a little bit. Is the value still there? Is it worth trying to unload it to where I can recoup the money that it's worth? Or do I just pour the money into it to upgrade the parts that I think are kind of falling off and just take what I got and make it the best that it can be? That is the big question. Like I say, that's the poll that I was going to put on here tonight. And so I'm curious to what y'all think. So drop it in the comments. Would you just pour money back into your machine, or would you go ahead and go a different route? So another thing to consider is technology. So with each year, these machines, the technology advances on them. With the new H11 out, obviously Can-Am done an amazing job by upgrading the technology in the big screen. I'm not talking about the little tiny screen in front of the steering wheel that they left, that I hear a lot of people complain about, but it is what it is. But they did do a good job and put that big screen in there with the Can-Am navigation. Of course, it's got your some of your radio features and everything all on the touch screen. Really nice. The AC, heat, and the limiteds controls are upgraded. The technology is advanced. So does that sway you into, mine's outdated, I would like to have the new technology? Me personally, I love that stuff. I mean, that stuff I think is awesome, but am I going to pay big money for a big screen? I mean, me personally, no. You get a tablet mount, slap a tablet in there, and you pretty much got the same thing as that big screen. But don't get me wrong, I think they're awesome. I do think they look good, and if that's something that you've got to have, I don't blame you. So mechanically wise, as far as technology, obviously the newer model is probably going to have more horsepower, just like in an HD11. Well, they've upgraded the horsepower. And with every year, every model that gets upgraded always gets some kind of different diff lock or different drive, different belt drive, or transmission, or, like I say, more horsepower. So is that somewhere where I'm stuck, like right now, I'm stuck in 2019, right? I'm sitting at 72 horse. Now, the 2025 or 26s, the HD11s, are, what are them things, 95 horse? I mean, am I falling behind? Is it time to send Yeller Feller down the road and get the more technology, get the more horsepower, get the more features, get the beefier A-arms, get the bigger brake system, get the more horsepower? I don't know. I don't know if that's where we're at. But as for now, I know this thing right here. She might not be new. She might not be fancy, but I sure do have a lot of fun in it. And I take a lot of that into consideration. And I don't have a big payment. So anyways, kind of keeping these, trying to keep these lives, around the 20 to 30 minute range. So I'm not going to sit here and ramble on, but please do me a favor. And there's something that I feel like everybody struggles with, and not everybody, I'm not going to say everybody. I'm going to say maybe people like me, that after a while, you get in the routine of what you have and you get used to it, and then kind of the newness wears off and maybe you want something different. And also there's another factor that I didn't even mention is, so Yeller Feller here is a 3-seater. As Cam Girl continues to get older and grow up, the cab space is getting a little bit tighter when the whole family goes. Not saying that it's bad right now, but there's going to come a time to where maybe we're going to have to add an extra seat. And to do that, we're going to have to go to a 4-seater or 6-seater in a Defender, especially if she's wanting to take a friend along, or you're wanting to go hunting and all your buddies want to cram in one, like I've said before. That's another thing. Is it time for a bigger machine because your family's grown, right? You're getting bigger. And then, has your riding style changed? Like with me, prior to this channel, I rode a lot local, went to a park, whenever I could, but it wasn't a lot. I wasn't putting a lot of miles in. This thing was basically used for deer hunting and hauling firewood, and the trail riding aspect of it wasn't as great as it was now. I do trail ride a lot more. And if you guys have seen, hopefully you're watching the series, the Hatfield series, where we went to Ashland Resort. If you haven't watched it, go check that out. We're in the middle of the series now, but we put some miles in, and I ain't gonna lie, at the end of the day, I could feel it, like this thing, the suspension is all factory on it. So it kind of beat me up a little bit. It wasn't terrible, but after 60, 70, 80 miles, you get out, and I ain't no youngin' anymore, but you get out and you kind of stretch a little, and you're kind of like, things are popping and cracking a little, and you're like, oh, is it time to buy a unit with a better suspension or sink the money into upgrading this one? And that, I feel like, is a very big investment, because shocks and springs for these things are not cheap. I mean, to get a very good setup, to get that plush ride, I mean, you're, what, 2, 3, maybe even closer to $4 to get this suspension set up to ride like, say, a KRX that you're buying off the showroom floor with all that stuff already on it. And it's good to go. And it's a 4-seater. You know what I mean? So it's a personal decision. I can't sit here and tell you what the right answer is. In your everybody's situation is going to be unique. I don't know what the answer would be for me. I'm not obviously going to pull the trigger on one anytime soon. Like I say, I love my Defender. I love old Yeller Feller. She's great. And it is wintertime. It's getting cold. And Days with Bill and Nancy, have an 05 Rhino I bought new. Time for an upgrade. Yeah, I saw something about a 23 Limited. I get you. Thanks for a comment, and I will answer you directly, because your comment already faded away. I'll get that fixed. Like I say, we're still learning here on Defender Adventures 1. I know I've been doing it for a while, and I am gaining subscribers, for gaining followers, gaining traction, man, and I appreciate each and every one of you. This is just awesome. I love doing these things. I have fun doing it, and hopefully you guys are getting something out of it. I'm here to help. Like I say, keep dropping them comments. Top of the line every year if money wasn't an issue. I hear you, buddy. That's the same way I am, but I get you. He says, but instead he just drives until the wheels fall off of it. Yep. Especially with the price of things these days. I mean, it's astronomical. Granted, the technology is increasing, the horsepower. I mean, these things are getting more like a vehicle every day. Which vehicle prices? I mean, let's not even get into that. That's stupid. But buggy prices are getting the same way. You know, to get top of the line. I mean, what's a limited going for? 40 grand or something. I mean, come on. I mean, I'm not that guy, but. Gotta keep getting Sideshow guys. There he is. What's going on, buddy? Heck yeah. Awesome. Appreciate you guys. I saw them down at the Ashland Resort riding. I was always down there last weekend. He says I'm known as the Defender guy. I gotta keep it, and I'm with you. I'm with you on that one. I love my Defender. I don't see, and the kind of the main reason why I started the channel and was because I want to show people that the Defender is just as trail capable as some of the other machines, right? No, we're probably not going to hit the double blacks, but I'm not saying that it can't. It's just I haven't sunk the money into the suspension. Maybe I will. Maybe we'll build this thing to where maybe we'll turbo it. You know, you never know. Maybe that's the route we'll go. We'll keep the old Defender hopping. Like I say, I love it, and maybe that's an option to go. So, anyways, where was I at? I was starstruck there. I saw them guys down at the Ashland Resort, and whenever I see other YouTubers that I recognize, especially big channels like that, it's like me seeing a Hollywood actor out on the streets. I get a little starstruck. I get a little jittery because those guys are a big part of my life. I love watching YouTube. I love watching other people out on adventures, and like I say, it's really, really awesome to see them. And the stand-up guys took the time, you know, to chat with me. They was getting things cleaned up and getting loaded up and getting ready to head back home, but took the time out of their day to give me some awesome, look at here, still got, I know I ain't stuck them on nothing yet, but I will. Gave me some awesome stickers, and I really appreciate them taking the time to do that. So anyways, we're gonna get this wrapped up here. Like I say, everybody's situation is different. It's not a one size fits all. It's not a one situation that's gonna be right for everybody. But it's a line of communication I want to open up to. If you're kind of stuck and don't know what to do, there's people you can lean on in this side-by-side UTV community, especially with chats like this or other YouTube channels. If there's another unit that you're thinking about going with, whether it be Razor, Talon, KRX, or Pro, Razor Pro, whatever, there's thousands of channels out there that ride each and every different type of machine, and I'm sure you can find them. And if you're thinking about a Defender, make sure you watch old Defender, old Yeller feller here in the woods, because we try to showcase what it can do. So anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, which I hope you did, do me a favor, hit the like button, follow along. So I like saying my schedule here, just in case you're a new viewer. We do videos on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Sunday. Every Tuesday is a live at 5. And then Thursdays and Sundays, we get into usually some riding, some tech tips. I will tell you that wheel bearings are on order for Yeller feller, so we're going to dive into those, get them replaced, and I will do a video on that. So if you're curious about wheel bearing replacement, that will be coming up soon. So like I say, hope y'all enjoyed. That's about all I got on this subject. Appreciate y'all watching. I reckon all that's left to say is we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, everyone.